and welcome back to the Daddy Bear Grills channel. I'm Wayne and today I'm going to cook up one of my favourite dishes of all, and it's a butter chicken. I'm going to cook it butter chicken over the fire on my kadai in the hanging bowl. But this chicken, honestly, with this curry, if you can master this curry, you're probably not going to go and order another Indian ever again. I mean that, I bet you any money on that, because this is just absolutely delicious. Ever since I made this first one, it's great for, you can make it as hot as you want or as mild as you want, so everyone loves this butter chicken. So we've got our chicken, got some nice chicken breasts, we've got all our herbs and our spices, our onions, we've got our tomatoes, all herbs and spices. We're going to get the chicken marinating first, so we'll set that off for half hour. We're going to make some flatbreads to go with it as well. I'm going to teach you how to make a really simple yogurt flatbread, and again, once you can master that, you won't go buying any from the shops again because they're delicious. So we're going to marinate for about half hour. We're going to skewer the chicken over the flame so it get nice and charred. Like, cook it to about 75%, then take that off, and then we're going to get the curry rolling and we're going to put it all together. So let's get going. So we're going to start with our chicken. What I'm going to do with our chicken, all I do, because I want big cubes to go onto the skewers, I literally go down the centre and then I cut them into 6. So they literally go into 6 there, straight into the bowl. So straight down the centre, and then so you want nice big cubes so they get plenty of time to char up really nicely. So we've got our chicken chopped up now, so we're going to start building the marinade. So get yourself a nice Greek yogurt. And all you need here is a couple of tablespoons. You don't need much. You don't want to absolutely coat loads of it. Just 2 tablespoons is plenty. And then we're going to get some cumin, or cumin, as some of them say. So cumin is the real name of it, I think. So about half a teaspoon in there. Some turmeric. Again, about half a teaspoon. Some Kashmiri chili powder. So this is quite a mild chili, but you can put in what you want. I'm just going to put half in, half a teaspoon. Now we garam masala. Oh, this is a brand new one. So with your garam masala, I'll put in about a whole teaspoon garam masala. Good sprinkling of Maldon sea salt. Now I've got some garlic and ginger paste here that I'm going to put a couple of teaspoons worth in, maybe even 3, because it's beautiful and brings off some great flavour. And then I'm going to get half a lemon, simply put in half a lemon juice straight in. And then we're going to give it a good mix up. So now that's the chicken marinade done. We're going to let that sit for around half hour and let that marinate into the chicken. It doesn't need to be there that long. So I'm just going to get cleaned up here, and then we're going to get the flatbreads made. So now we're going to get the flatbreads done, nice and simple. So I've got 200 grams of strong white flour. This is actually pizza flour. So if you can get your hands on some pizza flour, definitely use it because it makes such a difference. So 200 grams of pizza flour there. And then I'm going to put in 150 grams of yogurt. So we've got 150 grams of yogurt in there, and all I do now is a good sprinkling Maldon sea salt. And that is it. You can add garlic, rosemary, anything you like to it. So what we're going to do is give this a good mix. Now, in a second, you're going to see that you'll think, oh God, that needs more yogurt, but please don't go and add any. You don't need to. With these measurements, they're exactly right. And you'll see in a second that it'll all start coming together. Nearly forgot, need a tiny bit of baking powder. So just a tiny little dash, doesn't need to be much. Teaspoon at the most, just as your raising agent. As you can see, this is starting to take now. And then you just have to give it a little bit of a knead, and then we'll let that sit there and do its thing. Right, so the chicken's now been marinating a good half hour, so we're going to skewer up and then get them on there to char. So, little tip when you're doing chicken, always when you're skewering, always go on a zigzag, because it will help hold your chicken in a little bit more. You know, when you turn it, it'll all turn. Look, see how it turns? It's not just flopping around. So always make sure that you're zigzagging. So you put it through, pull it back on, and then put it back through again. So you've got plenty zigzags, because then it will stop it flopping all over the place. There's one, so we're going to get that one straight on. And we're only looking for some good chard, like get some good colour on it, cook it through about 75%, because it's going to go into the curry and cook till it's complete anyway. So we're not too worried about on how well it cooks on this. This is more about colour and flavour. We're just going to prep the rest of the curry, get ready. So I've got 2 onions, 2 cloves of garlic, and about a thumb-sized piece of ginger that's going to go in as our thick bits of ingredients. So the chicken's been on there a while. We've got some lovely colour, good char, and just exactly what we wanted. So I'm just going to leave that here, and now we're going to set up and get the curry going. We have to get the fire going, and we're going to put the tripod on and hang the bowl there, and we're going to get this curry up and rolling. Cool, so we've got the pan's getting nice and hot now. So we're going to put a couple of tablespoons of ghee in to get the curry started. So this stuff is beautiful. You can cook anything in it. I've started cooking my eggs in it as well. It's beautiful. A nice bit of ghee. Chuck a cinnamon stick in. A couple of star anise. About a teaspoon of cumin seeds. I'm going to let that toast for a couple of minutes. And now we're going to add a couple of tablespoons tomato puree. Give it a good mix up and let it start sweating down, probably about 2-3 minutes. So that's been cooking down a couple of minutes now, so I'm going to put about a teaspoon of cumin in, teaspoon of garam masala, teaspoon of Kashmir chili, put in as much as you want there, and then a bit of dried coriander leaf there because I haven't got no fresh, and then a tin chopped tomatoes. So now the curry is going lovely. We're just going to add the chicken back in. So we're going to let the chicken go back in to fully cook now, and then all of its flavours from the chicken is going to build this curry even further. So whilst the curry is bubbling over and cooking through, we're gonna get our flatbreads made now. So this has been sitting here proving for a little while. I'm just gonna scatter the board with some flour. Get some flour on my hands and on the dough. I'm just gonna give it a little, but ever so slight knead again, just to flatten her out. Now, this dough here is enough for 4 flatbreads, so we're going to cut it into 4. Now all I say is give it a little knead, just so you know that it's together. And when you're happy, flatten her out a little bit, just pushing her down. Get yourself some flour on your rolling pin. It looks like my kids have been drawing on the rolling pins. Just going to put the grate back in, and we're going to get our flatbreads on, which shouldn't take long at all. So we're just literally going to put them straight onto the, away from the fire as such, but over the heat. Then just to finish off the butter chicken, we'll put a nice bit of double cream in, just to finish her off. So there is the butter chicken. Absolutely beautiful colour. Chicken looks juicy, charred, everything. That is my butter chicken with homemade flatbreads. And this is so simple. You can have it as hot or as mild as you like. It's great for getting your buddies round, watching the boxing, the rugby, the football, curry, few beers. Like, you won't have to go to an Indian to get, once you've tried this and you can cook this. You show your buddies that you can cook this, it'll be an absolute winner. So, saying that, let's see how we've done. So guys, before I munch in, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. Comment below as well. Let me know what you'd like to see me cook. Come out in my woodland, yeah? I like being in the woodland, it makes me happy. So give me things to cook. Let me know below what you'd like to see me cook. Come on this journey with me, out in the woodland, peace of mind, cooking over fire. There's not much better, is there? So until next time, I'm gonna munch on this. Catch you soon.